But who are you? You are a person of India and you are having some place in India. What is that place? It's not residential, but the place of business. If you have been found a connection with the land of India, you have to pay the tax. Because this point has not been clarified, number of multinational cases you are having crores of money which has been in the income tax department. Because the income tax department could not set right, then Competition Commission of India is coming. This is another area, another act, which is telling that we will be coming in force if at all you are taking a route map because of flaw of our acts. There are several views where we have to be in placement or with summer internship projects. You have to be always in good companies, where the companies are having a role. Best indicator is where are they in the stock market. They must have already raised the money. Those are the companies we want to have our prosperity because they are accountable. They are within the law. They are obliged to be law-abiding business people. So select those companies which are already listed in the stock market. Within the listing, please be careful. When you go to the National Stock Exchange, there are no groups as such. But when you go to the Bombay Stock Exchange, there is a self-learning bias, where they clarify you where do you want to be by way of groups. Group A, Group B1, B2, S, T, Z. These are the various groups. These groups are clearly known to you once you want to view what type of company you want to be. It's very easy, but only thing is please identify whether you are in A group or B1 or B2. A group are those groups which are having fundamentally strong. The term fundamentally strong we refer to long-standing tenure of their business in India, in their trade, like Tata. These are having long-standing history of 50 years, 100 years, continuously paying dividends and which are fundamentally strong. If you are selecting these type of companies for your summer internship project or for your further studies, that will be very nice. Or if not, there are B1 and B2 groups. These are also fundamentally strong, but they are not having that much of the capital base as such of A group shares. These are also strong in doing the business. They are having very good profits, but small in size. The other groups, STZ, are those groups of shares. Please be careful. That's the caution where the Securities and Exchange Board of India, which is the apex body of capital market, is educating us. I will throw some light on this. T group shares are those group of shares where you have to take buying of the shares affecting your demat account. Demat account is just like your passbook, bank passbook. If you are having a passbook, you are having account number and you are also having a transactions. If you are having T group shares, these are the shares where you have to make the delivery and make the payment. You cannot settle. Like 9:15 I buy a share, I got a very good reasonable profit, I can't sell before 3:30 of the day. That means there is no squaring. You have to pay. That is T group. So please be caution when you are doing with the T group. S group shares are those shares which are in the scanner by the SEBI. They might have been found to be not obliging certain obligations with regard to the law. So thereby they are called S group. Please be careful. They are traded, but we should be very careful. Z category of shares like Z security, they are very dangerous. At any time they can be suspended. We should not be in Z category of shares nor in the company. Somebody might be telling it's a very good company, startup company. Let it be startup. It might be wake-up company. That is that category of shares. So once I get some more time, we'll discuss some more. Thank you.
A very good morning to Shri R.H. Khwaja, sir. It's always told leadership is an action and not a position. And that is well reflected through the story of Shri R.H. Khwaja in his action at Singaneri Collieries. I request Ms. Deepika to please present a floral welcome to Shri R.H. Khwaja ji. May I request Ms. Apurva to please present a floral welcome to our director, sir, Professor R.K. Mishra. May I request Vaishnavi to please present a floral welcome to Srinivas Murthy, sir, the Dean. Professor R.K. Mishra is an ONGC Subir Raha Chair Professor on Corporate Governance and a Senior Professor and Director at IP. May I request Professor Mishra to please give away his welcome speech. There's a very beautiful saying, it's called as victory has 100 fathers and defeat is an orphan. When we talk about Shri R.H. Khwaja, he is the man behind Singareni Collieries. The company which was running into losses, he's the man who turned around the company, and today what we see is all his action reflected in the present position of the company. Shri R.H. Khwaja is an Indian Administrative Service since 1976 into the Andhra Pradesh cadre. He superannuated from his services in 2014. He graduated from St. Stephen's College of Delhi, and he scored the 2nd position in the college and 9th position in the University of Delhi. He completed his post-graduation from the Aligarh Muslim University. He's been in several key positions in the government, and those include being the Collector and District Magistrate of Khammam, Director, Weaker Sections Housing Program and Managing Director at Andhra Pradesh State Housing Corporation, Commissioner, Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad. He's been the Member Secretary of AP Pollution Control Board, Chairman and Managing Director of the Singareni Collieries Company Limited. He's been to several assignments like Joint Secretary of Ministry of Environment and Forest, Additional Secretary, Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Government of India, Secretary, Ministry of Tourism, Secretary, Ministry of Mines, and he has been awarded with several awards in various categories. To read out a few, he has been the Outstanding Chief Executive Award in the 2004 year. He was the Manager of the Year Award for 2005. He's been the Coal India Award in Individual category for 2005 year. He has been the CF Andrews Distinguished Alumnus Award. And he has visited around almost 44 countries and participated in meetings of United Nations Environment Program, Conventions of Biological Diversity, Cartagena Protocol of Biosafety, Kyoto Protocol, United Nations Framework on Climate Change, Montreal Protocol on Ozone Depleting Substance, and several other things. If I go on reading, probably I'll take the half a day. So his achievements are so great, and he has been an expert in various areas like government policies and compliances, project development, planning and implementation, environment management, and sustainable development. Today he's with us where he'll be talking on leadership, the case story of the turnaround at SCCL.
Thank you, Sulagna. Friends, it's a great moment for all of us. We have in our midst Mr. R.H. Khwaja. This name is a name which inspires you. This name is a name which takes you forward. This name is a name which gives you dreams, aspirations. My colleague Sulagna has spoken, but one thing I think she forgot to mention. Whatever you see here, Mr. Khwaja has his contribution in that. He was in the board of IP not for 1 or 2 years, but almost for a decade. And as CMD of Singareni College, which is number 2 enterprise in India in the field of coal production, just after Coal India Limited, he made an immense contribution in terms of ideas to the growth of the institute. I am very lucky. I have been seeing Khwaja Sahab much more closely because he has given me opportunities to talk to him and meet him and take his guidance. He is an illustrious member of the Indian civil service, very upright person, who worked with Prime Minister, who worked with several ministers, shoulder to shoulder, and gave policies of which we are proud of, including climate convention, including environmental assessment, including, if you have read Rig Veda, in Rig Veda, there is a sutra, there are 79 verses only on earth and man. So if environment, man is the product of environment. If environment is not good, air is not good, water is not good, I don't think then we can really stand and speak. That is one thing. Number 2, he is one who shares his experience. Both in the teaching, you have people who don't go beyond classroom. In the civil services, you have people who don't go beyond civil service. But he is a man who believes in working with people. And when you read his book on the acrobatics of change, you feel like, swimming in a still river. River is never still, but river becomes still because your thought process, it gets stabilized. So when you read the book, then I think you'll have the flavor of the book. About 20,000 copies of the book have been sold. The book has been published by Sage, which is number 1 publisher of the world. And there it talks how change can be brought about. It is very easy to talk about change, but effective change is a very, very difficult task. And he has done it very successfully. And not only that he has done, but he has also authored about it. And that book has been, very widely read. It has received a very wide appreciation at the hands of different sections of people, not only in India, but even abroad also. As Secretary Tourism, as Secretary Mines, he has done splendid, fantastic work. You have seen, I think, how mines, there are some countries, 5 countries are there in the world, where mineral wealth is about 80% to 75% of the total GDP. India is not very far off. Only South Africa, I think, is above us. And there he laid down the policies before he came. In fact, I was in the review group of the ministry. And when we had talked to the earlier secretaries, they were not even knowing, I think, the department was not knowing which mine starts from where and which mine ends where. Because they had hardly any time to go out of Delhi. But he is one who went to the length and breadth of the country and systematized the work of the Minerals and Mines Department. I think we should be very proud of that. Then you see on your TV and radio, Incredible India, whether you see Amitabh Bachchan or you see his son Abhishek Bachchan or you see Salman Khan, that concept of Incredible India was one. When you see young management, brand building, differentiation, prime movership, these are the ideas. And he brought those ideas of management in government. And from public administration, I think he tried to make public administration as public management. So I think that is his key contribution. On personal plans, I can take some liberty, but because these are youngsters and they have to go under 70, 80 years. This is very personal, but Mr. Khwaja's family is involved in the freedom struggle of India. I am very proud of that. He never told me this. He never told me this. I was with a professor of JNU in a government committee, Mr. Siddiqui, and he told me, and when he started talking, then I talked about Mr. Khwaja. Then he told Mr. Khwaja's father was a very, very close associate of Mahatma Gandhi. And if you have heard of, of foreign clothes being, burnt, that was done, I think, most probably for the first time, I think, in Aligarh or somewhere. And Mahatma Gandhi and Khwaja Sahab's father, they were together in that. वो बोलते थे हिंदी में विदेशी वस्त्रों की होली जलाना. I think we should be happy that we have some people like him who are in the civil service, because then they know the pangs of the society, the problems that society faces. He's very kind to me. He gives me opportunity to share my problems with him, and I receive guidance from him. And he always takes interest in the growth of the institute. Very recently, I think very soon we'll have a program on 14, 15, 16 on corporate social responsibility, where a number of CEOs of public sector will participate. And he has been talking to them that how they should be helping IPE. So friends, I think we are very lucky that today we will have, I think, experiences coming out from a person who have gone through them, who have a feel, I think, of that. And I think the essence of his life, I think, 40 years of public life, you will get, I think, in these 2 hours. And I'm sure that we all are very fortunate. And if you agree with me, then please give him a big clap.
May I now request Shri Khwaja ji to address our students, please?
Namaskar. Respected Professor Mishra, Professor Murthy, Professor Sarkar, and friends. Now the topic given to me is leadership and the turnaround of Singareni Collieries Company Limited. But before coming here, Professor Mishra has directed me to focus more on the leadership aspects and to share certain aspects of Singareni to illustrate and reinforce the submissions I propose to make. So I'll follow his direction. Let me make a few submissions to all of you. Those of you who find what I am saying relevant, I request you to just note it down. And should we have an interactive session later, you can ask me to elaborate, or you can give your own thoughts. What I normally do with young people is, I don't like to lecture, I like to share. Because if you lecture to somebody, 50% people switch off mentally. But if you share something, at least 50% may listen. What I would like to share with you is very fundamental and basic concepts of where we would like to be in our journey of life. So I will share with you 4 or 5 very vital, very critical, very sensitive themes. And I'll begin with a very sensitive theme, which is called logotherapy. I do not know how many of you have heard of Dr. Viktor Frankl, one of the most eminent psychiatrists of the previous century. He was an Austrian gentleman, and he is regarded as one of the 3 greatest psychologists cum psychiatrists of the 20th century. And he has written a book called Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning. I'm sure it is available in your library. If not, I'd request my academic colleagues here to make sure a copy is, at least one copy is put in the library. Why I'm starting with Viktor Frankl is because he talks about having a purpose to our existence. We are all human beings. We all have common pluses and common minuses. We all feel hungry, we all feel angry, we all feel happy, etc., etc. But what differentiates person A from person B? When we say someone is successful, what is our understanding of the term success? So please have a look at Dr. Viktor Frankl. That is the first submission. I'm not elaborating, but I can speak a lot on logotherapy because I've given talks also on this subject, but I'm only wishing to share some, I don't want to go into depth into anything. I just want to share these thoughts with you, which is the essence of leadership. Second is Socrates, the great philosopher, one of the greatest of all times, a person who lived more than 4,000 years from today. And you know, after 4,000 years, if your name is remembered and you're talked about, it means what we would say in Hindi, aap atal hai. You know, you are timeless. Socrates' method of inquiry is largely called a very didactic approach. It is a question-answer approach. It is not an answer-answer approach. Please have a look at the basics of the Socratean method of inquiry. The third concept is what is called the vision-mission framework. And this became very popular in 1950s after two management gurus of United States of America made a format called the Myers-Briggs personality format. And this talks about the vision-mission approach. And I have found this format very effective, especially for young people. The basis of this format is that we all ask ourselves 5 questions, which you must have heard in any case. First is, who are we? Hum kaun hai? Who are we? And you have to go on reflecting. I have already mentioned Viktor Frankl and Socrates first, so I am giving you sequentially. You will have to learn the art of reflection and asking yourself questions, your inner self. Who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? मैं क्यों हूँ? मैं कहाँ हूँ? मैं कैसे हूँ? All these questions. Who am I? Why am I? Where am I? Where should I go? Start asking yourself. Please remember, we are talking of leadership here. And in a practical life,